Hey guys, this is Coach Pyry. This is the 2023 edition to my one-person experiment whether or not mewing actually works for adults. If you haven't checked out the part 1 video yet, I would highly recommend you to do so, because in that video I go through the full X-ray analysis between the initial measurement and then after 1 year. I didn't do an X-ray measurement this year when I took these photos 3 months ago. I don't want to subject myself to unnecessary radiation, even though it's probably just fine, but I didn't want to do that, so we've just got photo comparisons this time. Before we get to the comparison, I think that we should actually really get rid of the term mewing, because it unfortunately has a bit of this weird connotation to it. And a lot of people who would really benefit from better breathing and better sleeping and haven't really, drawn and experienced the connection between their breathing, their sleeping, and their performance, and how that relates to whether they're breathing through their mouth and through their nose, and how that relates to how you hold your tongue. A lot of people are going to be turned off by the term mewing, and they're going to think that this is complete nonsense. And this is absolutely not true. What we're really talking about is holding the tongue in the anatomically most advantageous position, meaning having the tip of the tongue on the M spot when you say letter N, and then carpeting the rest of the tongue with slight suction against the roof of the mouth. The reason why this is the anatomically most advantageous position is that it turns out that the back portion of the tongue is the floor of your nasal cavity. And instantaneously, when you elevate your tongue into this position, it actually opens up the back of the airway, and breathing becomes much easier, in particular through the nose. Whereas if your tongue is on the floor of the mouth and you're breathing through your mouth, it doesn't look very good, but that instantaneously is going to diminish the available airway space. And this is a significant problem not only during the day, but in particular during nighttime, because it's really going to increase the chances of snoring and obstructive sleep apnea, which is the root cause reason why I began my experiment in the first place, because I had obstructive sleep apnea when I was 25 years old. So not a good thing. But I'll tell you exactly what I've done and how I've fixed it, but you got to stay tuned for that until we've gone through this before-after photos. So while I pull out the photos, would you please do me a favor and just hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and let me know in the comments, let me know what you can see in this comparison, because sometimes it's a little bit hard for me to see the difference. I might be a little bit biased to wanting to believe that I'm seeing a difference, so please share your observations with me. Thank you so much for doing that. Alright, here we go. So the way in which we're going to run through this is that first we're going to see the initial before-after between when I was 27 and when I was 28. Then we're going to compare the old before photo and the new after photo, and then we'll also take a look at the difference between the 28-year-old and the 29-year-old photos. How does that sound? Sounds fantastic. Let's get into it. So this is the first photo, and let's see. Boom. First things first, again, it looks like my haircut just keeps getting better from year to year, which is absolutely fantastic. Also looks like I've developed a bit of a tan, which is great. A lot of that is explained because I'm actually preparing for a couple marathons later this year, and I'm doing a lot of running. So if you want to learn more about that, make sure to follow me on Instagram at Coach Pyry. And this photo on the left, again, this was taken at the height of Melbourne's world-famous lockdown. So that explains two things. It explains why my girlfriend, now fiance, had cut my hair. Unbelievable. And the fact that I was very pasty in this photo as well. But, if we put those two things aside, I think there's some definite improvements here. It's a little bit hard to pinpoint exactly what it is, but I think I look more energetic, healthier on the right side. I think that we can see less of this thing called scleral show. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but it basically means that how much white you can see in my eyes below the iris of the eye. So it turns out that the less structure you have in your mid-face and the less bone you have in your mid-face, everything's going to go down like that. And then that's going to cause you to be able to see more white in your eyes, and it's going to make you look like me, I did on this left. But here on the right, like it looks like that thing has improved. And overall, it would just look like I have more structure in the mid face, and I attribute this 100% to one of the exercises that I've been doing, in particular for these muscles here. You know, not mewing, is orofacial myofunctional training, very, very simple exercise that will actually increase the size of these muscles here. So I think that's one of the biggest reasons why we're seeing this increased structure in the mid face. Now, unfortunately, I had this stupid beard going on back then. Like, man, that's just such a ugly and messy look. Unbelievable. Unfortunately, we can't really see what's going on with the jaw structure because of that. But it does look like the jaw is a little bit stronger on the right side. And overall, I think that we are seeing some kind of an improvement here. So then when we compare year ago to here, you know, like, again, I think that there is some kind of a change, but I'd be keen to hear what you guys think about this, because a lot of you guys have a much better eye for this stuff than I do, to be honest with you. So here we have the smile, and there's the new one. So somehow it just looks like on the left, it looks like it's really hard for me to smile, and it's like, you know, it just doesn't look that great. But here on the right, it just looks a little bit more relaxed. Again, it looks like there's way more muscle and structure in the mid face there, and yeah, just looks healthier, and I think that it looks better. Yeah, keen to hear what you think about this. And again, this time I was actually able to look at the camera, whereas I apparently missed that last year. Same thing as with before. Definitely a difference compared to the first year, but I don't know, hard to tell. Maybe I do think that this side looks a little bit stronger in terms of the jaw structure somehow, and then also with the added muscle in the face there. Here's again from the front 45, and again, stupid beard. Like, man, what is that? Yeah, we can't see really what's going on there, but this, yeah, hard to tell. Keen to hear what you think. These two look pretty similar, I have to be honest with you. From the side, definitely you can notice the difference in tan. I don't know. Hard to tell. I think definitely some kind of a difference comparing to the first photo. But then when you put these two together, it's pretty hard to notice if there's been much of a change. Probably a little bit more structure, and I think just more muscle mass again here in around the cheekbones, which is helping my cause. Front 45 here. I think with this one you can definitely see like just the structure of the jaw just looks a little bit better. The skin is looking a little bit healthier here. It's just, yeah, hard to tell. There they are next to each other. I don't know. From the side, this is the previous one, and that's the new one. Again, definitely looks like there's just way more muscle mass here. You can really see from this side view how that my maxilla, the top jaw, it's just not developed to its full potential, and that's why I'm more susceptible to snoring and obstructive sleep apnea, because my tongue doesn't have enough real estate in the mouth. So it's really easy for the tongue to fall back and collapse into the airway. And that's why I've been working on my tongue strength. I've been working on orofacial myofunctional training to strengthen the other upper airway muscles so that my airway can be more resilient for airway collapses. That's why I became an oxygen advantage breathing instructor, so that I've been retraining my breathing to be lighter and slower. as a result of increasing your carbon dioxide tolerance with specific breathing exercises. And these two things alone, improving your breathing and improving your tongue posture and upper airway muscle strength, will have a massive impact on how you feel and, most importantly, how you sleep. 100%. Here's the two latest ones, and yeah, pretty hard to notice much difference there. Overall, in my opinion, I'm keen to hear yours, it looks like definitely really easy to see a difference between the newest after photos and the first before photos, like night and day difference. I think there's more structure in the face. Somehow the jaw is looking a bit stronger, although I'm still a little bit skeptical whether I actually built any bone or not. If I had, I was expecting that I would have seen a bigger difference in the previous year's X-ray result. But it's hard to deny the fact that I honestly feel so much better, but just because of the fact that I'm sleeping so much better. So I've put all the exercises and all the tools that I've learned along this 5-year journey now, that has taken me to many trips to the dentist, to sleep specialists, to Oxygen Advantage, to like combining what I know from strength and conditioning and aerobic fitness and cardiorespiratory training, combine all that into one resource that I call the Breathe, Sleep, Perform model. And I've put that into a resource and into a product that can honestly save you a lot of time. And I've actually written a blog on the page where you can also get the Breathe, Sleep, Perform program if you're interested. And this is like a full article of all the things that I've done when I first realized that I have a problem, when I figured out I have snoring, I probably have sleep apnea. Everything that's happened since then up until this point, I've written it out into this article. And honestly, if you just go and read that article, if you're interested in saving thousands of dollars and saving a lot of pain and time for searching this information out for yourself and talking to all these different people, I think you're really going to benefit from taking the time to read this thing. It's purposefully, it's not the shortest thing you ever read. It's a long journey, but these couple last years have been really, it's been a long journey, but the rewards that I'm reaping in terms of like how I feel, how my relationship with my girlfriend, now turned fiance, is because of the fact that we've both improved our breathing and our sleeping. So I hope that this has an impact on you and that you would also benefit from reading this information and reading my journey. Other than that, I'm super keen to hear what you think about this. So please put it in the comments, share this with a friend who you know is also interested in breathing better, sleeping better, and is potentially even thinking whether or not mewing can actually help them to change their face and improve their aesthetics. If you want to join the team and you want my help to really help you on this journey, go to coachpyry.com/breathe and sign up on the Breathe, Sleep, Perform program. Other than that, thank you so much for your attention. Thank you for your time, and I will see you in the next video. This is Coach Pyry. Let's do this.